Welcome to Next Week Podcast, episode 30.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Big 3-0.
It's yap o'clock here. Back at ya
Well,
with the. Never mind. With the Next Week News Podcast.
I'll jump right into
please.
our thing at the beginning. We're on here for an hour, as per usual, but we're also on Discord. There's a link at nextweeknews.com.
It's very fun.
As is everything else that I'm about to say is at nextweeknews.com. YouTube videos are on Wednesdays at 3 Central. Didn't do one this week just because, had a couple of days off here and there, but we'll put those on the next one, the next weekly Wednesday video. And the daily ones do always come out at 6 p.m. roughly Central, usually just in the evening, on TikTok and Instagram at Next Week News. We'll also be on Patreon for an extra half hour. And we've got another theme this week. This one's kind of a meta theme.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing Patreon podcast topics, but wrong answers only. So we don't know yet what that entails, but it should be interesting.
Yeah, we'll see.
So join us on Patreon, and there's going to be 30 of those extra half hours as of the time that we record that one.
Wow. How many hours? That's 15 hours?
15 hours.
Patreon.
That's a lot of hours.
Wow, that's it's less than a full day, but
if you have 15 24ths, that reduces down to 5 eighths of a day to waste.
Yeah,
you can listen to all the Patreon episodes.
Or 3 hours in every every weekday.
That also works too.
Yeah. And sorry, I didn't have any news tweets this week that I sent.
That's okay. We got to be selective with those.
Oh yeah.
Those are very important.
There were a lot of fun tweets, but none newsworthy.
None that could have been Next Week News. Let's do the thing where I try to think on the spot of something to say in that segment spot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in that case, we'll jump right into the submissions. I think this is record short time for intros.
Yeah, we have kind of been yapping a lot lately at the intros.
Do we have anything to yap about before we jump into it?
I don't know what's going on in life. I felt like I had thought of something before, but it's completely slipped my mind, so no.
All right. Well, we have some good submissions today. There have, once again, been a lot of submissions. So if we don't get to yours, please send us another one or send us the same one. I don't delete them. They're always in the list, but I try to make them a bit timely. So we'll try to get to as many as we can. But yeah, thanks to everybody who sent stuff in. And I apologize that at this point we definitely cannot get to all of them. But we'll try to get through as many as we can. All right, let's pull up the first one.
Let's dive right in. Just hop right to it. All right, so this one, starting next week, rivers will be optimized into straight lines. No more bending around hills and mountains. Water will flow in a perfectly direct path towards the ocean. Experts predict disastrous impacts on large parts of the world's infrastructure. However, fish are reported to be looking forward to the reduced commute times. And that is from @JakeShoe61 on Instagram.
I think one of the most common things I get on Next Week News, one of the most common comments is how will this affect the trout population?
That's a valid question.
And I think I know exactly how this one affects the trout population.
Reduced commute times.
Yeah, they get to work much more efficiently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Efficiently.
Good one.
We need a soundboard. I need a cheer for that one.
We were just talking about, we need the button.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten the sound
we haven't
button
gotten
yet.
One yet.
We'll eventually. But yeah, this is great. But we'll just go straight through mountains. This is interesting.
River efficiency is definitely taking it to a new level here.
Yeah. Well,
I kind of like this. It gets straight to the point.
Because it's straight.
Once again, in a very literal way.
Another zinger. You're on a roll.
You're not wasting any time getting to the ocean.
Yeah. This is. Will it all be salt water then? I mean, I guess they're all connected kind of anyways, but.
Well, no, they still run off from I don't know, that their water. What's the basins where all the water flows into smaller streams. Wow. But now it's all just like a grid system, it seems.
Oh, that's nice. That's kind of like what city? Doesn't a city do that?
Good like urban planning, but
Yeah.
apply that to
Is it in New York?
the natural order of water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like Nemo probably never would have gotten lost had they had this grid system like this. Even though, I mean, he went straight into the ocean. But I feel like it'll be easier for them. Like, one, the less commute times, and two, like, it'll be much harder for the fish to get lost. So this probably could have prevented that Nemo disaster.
We could put a nice number system on the rivers.
Yeah.
They can be like, I'm on West Third heading towards North Second. They'll know exactly where they are. How do you think this one affects LeBron's legacy? That's the other most common thing I get.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I'm sure it will in some
LeBron's
some way.
legacy is uncertain.
Yeah, maybe this will outdo it. Or it'll somehow change the tides and the moon, and it'll affect his play.
Let's take a second to really break down how
it'll affect his legacy.
Yeah, let's really take a second to break down how this will affect his legacy.
I had a new idea.
Idea?
He's got a son, right, who plays with him.
Bronny? Yeah.
Yeah. So what if now, I feel like this will maybe do something with swimming, making something popular. He'll gain interest in that, leave basketball, and instead do some kind of the swimming that in the rivers instead of basketball, since I feel like he's part of LeBron's legacy. He's his son.
So Bronny puts down the basketball and picks up ecology.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the legacy here is that the Lakers ended up wasting a pick to get Bronny.
Mm-hmm.
In the long run, and now he's studying the fish. Interesting stuff.
Well, I guess he could be studying the fish. I was thinking more swimming.
Oh.
In the rivers that go straight to the ocean. I don't know. But yeah, also maybe the fish, or like fishing. Because this will probably change like where the fish live some way.
I think that's true. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah. And there'll be a lot more, if everything changing, yeah, there will be a lot more to study. The ecology, as you mentioned, the fishology. Yeah, there'll be a lot of changes, and we got to figure them out. And I'm sure he'll gain that interest, and that's how it'll affect LeBron's legacy.
Fishology.
Yep.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we jump to the next one?
Fishologist. Yeah, sure.
This just in, old Italian men are being shipped worldwide in order to stand around construction sites with their hands held behind their backs.
Who's it from?
Oh, this one's from Eli Rosenberry.
You were the one who decided to move the credits to the bottom instead of the top, and now you always forget to credit the people.
I changed the reading order to make it feel more natural. Because you put the quote and then the attribution.
Yeah.
But now I just miss the attribution sometimes. My apologies.
Yeah, it's okay. I got you covered in the second line.
My apologies to everyone who ends up with a 50-50 shot of me reading their thing.
But this is neutral news? Is this good news? Is this just news?
I've had a long held belief that as part of the permitting process for like cities and planners to allow for these construction sites, there should be a requirement of at least one stand of metal bleachers just outside the fence.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't be that much to just, rent some bleachers in terms of the total construction cost. Rent some bleachers, have a spot there to have the old guys, anybody who wants really, go up and be able to watch it. It's a spectacle. There should be general admission seating.
Maybe they could pass around a tip jar.
There can be concessions, tips.
Ooh, concessions. I'm in.
They're selling popcorn.
Yeah, because it is sometimes very interesting to watch. Like I wanted to sit there and watch them like use the big digger thing and like dig a big hole.
Exactly.
Fill in cement, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm down for that.
I'm drawn to any operation of heavy machinery. Like if there were bleachers there, I could sit there and watch it all day. That would be a good Sunday.
Yeah.
That'd be a wonderful Sunday.
Finally give me an excuse to get one of those fancy bleacher seats
One of those
then you have then you have the back.
one of those things that has the backs. That is the old man move right there.
Oh yeah, those are perfect.
A lot of times they have like the team on them or something like that, like they're branded in some way.
Yeah.
This one just has like an excavator. It's just like yellow and it has a picture of a backhoe.
We should merchandise those. Put that on the Next Week News site.
We can preemptively sell those things for when they start putting bleachers outside of construction sites.
Yeah, or you can just brand them Next Week News.
Or we can brand them Next Week News.
I would buy one right now to sit when you know what I wonder. You usually get ones that work on in bars or restaurants have like bar stools with no back that attaches onto that because it's probably got to be a circle.
Mm-hmm.
But so it sits on there. It's got the cushion and then it's got the back. You should invent those. So you can bring it to a bar.
Pulling up to the bar with the contraption.
Yeah.
The only one with the back on the seat.
Yeah, and I would be able to sit for hours. And everyone else will be all hunched over. And I'll be just chilling and lounging, all comfy.
2 hours in is when people start complaining about their backs.
Yeah.
Almost always.
2 hours? Yeah.
Roughly 2 hours, maybe sooner.
Give me 45 minutes. After that, I don't even have my phone on me this time. Usually I have my phone so I can quick Google stuff. I left my phone charging in the other room. I'm offline right now, except my Apple Watch, which is hooked up to my phone. But after this, best believe I'm gonna look up to see if they have that for bar stools, so I can buy it.
Gotta remember circular seat backs.
Yes, circular seat backs. Make a note. But okay, yeah. So this is, we think, good news.
Oh, I think this is wonderful news.
Yeah, being shipped worldwide is a funny way to say that.
I feel like the old Italian men also quite often have just like, a little something to say that it can either be left as a little one-liner, or if you're looking for someone to talk to, it can be turned into a conversation. They're kind of down for either. Yeah. So good to have if you're just, chilling outside a construction site.
Mm-hmm. Just like standing there watching them like lay bricks or something. It's like, ooh, like they messed up one or something. Just hear their commentary. Or like, that's good cement, real solid, hitting stuff.
Kind of like people, talking about a sports event. It's, they're talking about not really critiquing, but just talking about like different grout techniques, grout formulations.
Oh yeah.
Where they source the bricks, where they source the clay, how they just don't quite do it like they used to.
Yeah.
But they understand that, things progress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was going to say something. Yeah.
The hands behind the back move
that's a classic.
That is a classic.
I mean, why would they be there if they didn't have their hands behind their backs?
I feel like even if there were bleachers, you'd still have quite a few standers.
Oh, they would probably all be standing for the most part. At least once every 20 minutes at least. You got to stand up for a bit.
I'd give like a 30% sit rate. Mm-hmm. Maybe they kind of take turns, but it would help for the congregation. It would help to get people more, centered around a certain area where they can all interact.
Yeah. This kind of makes me want to, almost like you can like set a trap where like we just like go out there with hard hats and like a shovel and make it look like a construction zone and see if we get one. See if we get an old Italian man shipped to us.
Should I go out and start? Ooh, for the Patreon episode, I could just film me directing traffic on a perfectly functional intersection outside.
Yeah. And then if we get one, we can invite him to dinner and he can maybe teach us how to make like pasta or cannolis.
We could go there and just sell sausages.
We trap him. Yeah. Sausages would probably work too.
Mm-hmm. Just, I don't know if it's trapped. I feel like a lot of guys would just willingly do that. They'd just be like, all right.
Yeah. No, well, they show up. You lure them there. Then you trap them.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Give me your recipes. Next one. So the next one, it's official. The moon will be leaving Earth. Due to various reasons, the moon will be moving out of the Earth's orbit to live with its boyfriend, Martin. The moon has assured us that Martin is a great guy who has all her needs taken care of, such as a nice, stable orbit, good food, and a way to deal with her dark side. The moon also promises to visit us on major holidays and that she'll write to us regularly. We wish our lovely little moon the very best on her big journey. That is from Tagi Haragi on Instagram.
That's kind of sad, but good for it. Moving on, moving up.
I'm happy for the moon.
I'm happy for the moon.
Yeah.
We'll miss it.
Martin. I don't know how I've been feeling about Martin, though. I guess I'm a little surprised that the moon's really making that commitment with Martin.
Who is Martin?
He's been a little flaky, I feel like. But Moon says he's got the stable orbit, so I don't know. I guess I gotta trust the moon.
Has our orbit not been stable enough?
Yeah, true.
It's elliptical. I'll give it that. It's not. It's got its. Maybe the long distance really wasn't working all that well for it.
Yeah.
But as far as those moon planet relationships go, I feel like it was fairly close.
Mm-hmm.
But what can you do?
It doesn't specify here what Martin is besides a great guy.
Celestial being.
Yeah.
Martin.
Could be another planet. Could be another moon. There are a lot of moons out there, but yeah, somehow the moon will come back though for only major holidays.
What we have to do is take it word for word. Martin's just a great guy.
Yeah, I guess
that's all we can know about Martin.
Yeah, and the moon is Jewish, right? In terms of major holidays, I gotta make sure I can plan for when the moon will be back.
That's an interesting declaration. The moon is Jewish.
I'm pretty sure.
Is that historically true in any way?
No, it was just a guess.
Oh, okay. That could be a next week news bit.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have major implications. It's just something that, we found out.
The moon has come out as Jewish.
Good food. Have we not been feeding the moon enough? We haven't sent astronauts that way in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like when they do, I guess you had like the moon, what is it called? Like the moon ice cream or whatever. It's just freeze-dried like ice cream. But I think they used to call it moon.
Like moon pies?
Moon pies. Those are different.
Yeah, those
moon pies are delicious though. I wonder if we give any of those to the moon.
I don't think we have.
Yeah, I feel like we can only ever bring her freeze-dried food. She probably got tired of that. If I was like a dog or a moon or something and I was only getting freeze-dried stuff, I was like, give me some of the fresh stuff. What is this? So hopefully she's getting some fresh meat or whatever she eats. I wonder if she's a vegetarian.
Is the moon an omnivore? I feel like, it would take plants in certain circumstances, but
it can grow
meat.
She can't grow plants though.
In certain circumstances, if it were to be a whole different scenario, maybe.
I guess if it was a whole different scenario.
Maybe Martin allows for that.
Yeah, we
didn't really allow for the moon to really have its own anything.
Yeah.
It's just kind of been there.
Yeah.
Maybe the moon can grow flowers with Martin.
Oh, that'll be nice. All she needed was some tender love and care. Some more attention. Yeah, and I would say we really didn't deal with her dark side very well. We kind of shunned her.
No.
Or didn't even acknowledge it. Like, when she had her dark side come out, we'd be like, we would only acknowledge the bright side. She's like, oh, it's a crescent moon. Like, no, she's always full. She's always there. But because it's the dark side, we just kind of ignore it. Like, oh, it's a crescent. Like, no, she's always full.
If you can't have me at my waxing gibbous, then you don't get me at my...
full.
At my waning dark crescent.
Yes, exactly.
Got to look at it in both ways.
Yeah, so I'm sure Martin probably always sees her as a full moon. She doesn't have to be anything else than what she is. And I honestly now I want to apologize to the moon. I'm gonna send her a letter. I think I gotta get the address. We can work on that.
I've got to say, I feel like to give us credit, we love the moon despite all of her craters and whatever else the moon has going on.
I do love the moon. She looks like cheese.
Looks like cheese.
I love cheese.
Maybe she didn't like that. Maybe that was something that we thought was endearing, and it just wasn't.
Yeah. Maybe she didn't.
Cheese. I could see how that could be a problem.
Or she didn't like that. Because aren't you like, oh, there's like you can see the man in the moon or like the face.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe she didn't like that. She's like, that's not what I look like.
We projected ourselves onto the moon.
Yeah.
Didn't let
She's
it be
like,
its own
"No,
thing.
I'm the moon."
It's
Yeah.
been there for much longer than we have.
Has it? I guess.
Maybe not in like a, I don't know, an atomic way, in like a molecular way, but
Yeah.
in terms of us as people, for sure.
I wonder how this will affect the tides. Probably not really.
I wonder how this will affect the trout population indirectly.
Probably will, or LeBron's legacy.
LeBron's legacy.
Oof.
This could directly affect LeBron's legacy.
What if Martin is in disguise Gru from Despicable Me, stealing the moon from us? Gru should have just seduced the moon, I guess. That could have worked, apparently.
I didn't know you could do that.
Well, Martin did. Martin seduced
I didn't know
the
that
moon.
was an option.
I mean, I'm sure the moon, in her own power, wanted and was willing to be seduced.
Maybe we just didn't make the moon feel wanted. We didn't know that that's what it desired.
Yeah.
Interesting. You know what? I don't know if I like that idea. I guess I'm fine sending it off to Martin.
Now you're like, oh, that would be too much effort.
If it's gonna be like that.
Well, you gotta be nice though. If you want her to come back on holidays and write to us, you gotta keep up appearances.
Do we even know the moon's birthday?
I'm pretty sure it's the 4th of July. Isn't it? That's what we celebrate.
Have you ever wished the moon a happy birthday on the 4th of July?
Mm-hmm. That's
Oh.
what we celebrate every year on the 4th of July, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what the white and the red, white, and blue is?
Mm-hmm.
The moon.
Yeah. Yep. And then the red is its friend, the sun, and then the blue is the sky.
Wow.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Mm-hmm.
You learn something new every day on the Next Week podcast.
You really do.
Or not every day, but every week.
Yeah. Shall we move on?
Sure.
Goodbye, Moon. We wish you the best on
Good
your
night,
journey.
Moon. This just in. We're now learning that next week, each and every individual piece of mulch on Earth will sporadically change size to match the amount of people who have made direct eye contact with it. This means if someone has looked at mulch at least once, it will grow from 3 to 7 inches in length and width. There are no exceptions to this rule, and even if the mulch is inside a space that cannot occupy its new size, like a box or a digestive system, it will accommodate and continue to grow. That's from @GhostPopJake on Instagram.
Wow.
I did it that time. I remembered to read the
I
last
know.
part. I
You took a second. I was worried that you weren't.
was being very intentional about it.
Good job. Good job. This is crazy, I must say.
3 to 7 inches. That's
That's a lot.
multiple times the average size of a mulch.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of
mulchable.
I've seen a lot of mulchable.
Most of them aren't even 3 inches to begin with.
Yeah,
Or
they're like,
maybe they are 3
maybe
inches.
like 1.5 or 2.
Yeah. That's wild. Yeah, that is quite a big increase, especially for those top layers, because the bottom layers probably won't increase as much, but they've definitely had to have been looked at in the eyes at least once.
If you're spreading the mulch, usually you're looking at most of it.
Yeah.
You lay eyes on most mulch.
Yeah, I know. Maybe it's in a pile. Maybe there's a few that don't get it, but most of it probably has been looked at, made eye contact with it directly. So the bottom layers probably won't maybe get as big, but those top layers, like, can you imagine a children's playground with mulch?
Those are a loss. Those are underground.
What are going to be the repercussions?
They're going to be underground.
What if I'm on the playground while this happens?
You're going to be underground.
No, I think I'd go up with it.
Oh, so
And I'd be on top.
It's like a slow process.
Mm-hmm.
You just end up on top of a pile of mulch.
I feel like I have to slide down then and get a whole bunch of splinters. No, I mean, it could happen at once, but it would like push the person up. It wouldn't like go around them and go whoosh, like if if there was a mole underground, a bunch of dirt, it would go and it would push the dirt up. Like the mulch would push the people up.
Okay.
Are you getting this?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm getting the image now,
Okay.
more or less.
should we go out and look at a lot of mulch, or
I
should
think we need to
not?
avoid this. I think
We shouldn't look at mulch.
I didn't know that mulch was supposed to be something that we should be averting our eyes from.
Yeah. I mean, I don't intentionally look at it, I would say, but I definitely don't avoid it intentionally either.
Well, the problem is you always smell the mulch before you see it.
Yeah.
And
when
then
it's new
upon
mulch.
smelling the mulch, you're like, I gotta lay eyes on that mulch.
Yeah, you're like, where is
I
it?
gotta confirm.
Like, I know it's around me, and then you look and ugh.
Now it's gonna be huge.
Yeah. Oh God, will it increase the smell?
I hope not.
That would be. It probably will. That'd
I
be
don't know if it can
horrible.
get much stronger than it is.
Yeah, but maybe it'll like travel further.
Oh no.
It'll catch more wind if it's bigger. And it's mulch season. Well, it was mulch season. Maybe not anymore.
There's definitely still quite a bit of mulch out there.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of fresh mulch that we've encountered recently.
Yeah, because I smelled it.
There's a lot of individual I need to know where to stay away from. There's quite a bit. A lot of people use mulch.
Yeah.
I'm not someone who's too into mulch myself. Like, if I had landscaping, I don't think I'd really want to mulch it.
What would you do? Rock?
Maybe some rocks, or let the spread of plants kind of take over.
I spread mulch once.
I mean, I've spread mulch before.
But aren't you impressed? I've done it.
I guess so.
It
I
doesn't
guess
seem- It seems like something I'd talk myself out of, but I did it. I was being nice.
what was the circumstance of it?
It was just at my family's house.
Oh.
And I was the only one home and I had nothing to do, so I spread the mulch. It was hard. Well, it took a while.
You've been so bored at home that you just started spreading mulch.
Yeah.
I cannot picture you doing that. That has got to be
Exactly.
another level of boredom. Another level.
That's why I brought it up. I thought it would be surprising.
That is just another level of nothing else to do
Yeah.
than for you to go outside and start spreading mulch.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's something that you feel as a kid. It's something that's like helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if you're looking for a little reward or a treat, you go do something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I was like late teens, maybe. Yeah. Or it was either high school or early college. I don't remember.
Was this like pandemic time? Just like,
Honestly, it might.
spread some mulch, okay.
It might have been, honestly. I don't
Nothing else to do.
Yeah.
I built a patio during that time, but that was made of rocks.
Wow.
Made of little rocks and big stones.
I got mono during that time.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah. I think we need to come back to mulch being inside a digestive system.
Yeah, that was definitely something I wanted to make a note of.
Yeah, it said there are no exceptions. Even if it's inside like a box or digestive system, it will still do that.
This could be a problem for Labrador retrievers.
I was gonna say, yeah, because I was like, well, first I was thinking kids. I was like, wait, no, I know a dog who's eaten mulch.
I feel like most labs eat mulch.
It was a lab, yeah. Victor. Yeah.
All yellow labs just have to get their jaws around some mulch.
Yeah, so it's gonna. I wonder if dog eye contact counts, or it says people, so maybe just the people. But I look at that mulch as it's eating. I'm like, oh, come on.
This could be an issue. Hopefully they haven't eaten much else in it. They can accommodate this.
Yeah, or they've like already passed it.
Oh boy, I didn't think about the implications of. Not many people I don't think are eating mulch, but dogs.
I can imagine
for
some
sure.
kids probably have eaten it. It's on a playground. Like that would really hurt though.
Yeah, I don't really think I know of anyone who's eaten mulch. Have you eaten mulch?
No, but you're acting like you know all the kids in the world.
I've been one before. I was looking around, didn't see it.
Okay.
Didn't see anyone eat mulch.
Okay, well,
Or the rubber pellets.
if you or a loved one or someone you know has eaten mulch, let us know. What they could like grind it up. I don't know. Toast it. I don't recommend. Don't do it, especially with this new happening.
Mulch applied. Mulch.
Mm-hmm. It's multiplied. Oh, sorry.
I went to the next one. Sorry.
That's me. You may discover that your friends are wearing Hawaiian print shirts for this week and this week only. That's from Anonymous.
Ooh, this one's fun.
But why only this week?
It's the first annual Hawaiian shirt week, I think, is what they're going to decide.
It's like Spirit Week.
Yeah. For like, you know,
Hawaiian shirts.
The aging process of fashion, you know, got to get on that Tommy Bahama. Is definitely accelerating.
Yeah.
Maybe a last spurt of summer type thing.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah, end of summer luau. But it does say it says your friends are wearing them. Are my enemies not?
Nope.
Okay.
This is concentrated to like 5 to 7 people.
I got way more friends than that. That's
5 to 700 people.
okay. That just about covers it.
I think it's a good week for that. I'm gonna run with this one, I think.
Yeah.
Can that be my new
got
thing?
A few.
I've got a few Hawaiian shirts.
I gotta get some.
They could use some use too.
Yeah. You only wear them, at very specific times, pretty much.
Yeah, why don't we just throw on the Hawaiian shirt every once in a while? Like it's an event type thing. Some people do, I guess, but
it just depends where you live.
I could be the Hawaiian shirt guy. Do you think I could pull that off? Do you think I could be the Hawaiian shirt guy? I love them. I feel powerful. I become a different person when I put that thing on.
I wouldn't know that.
Just go to Jimmy Buffett mode, Margaritaville.
You just get so chill.
Yeah. Would you like to see?
Sure.
Should I go throw one on?
Sure.
Right now?
What am I going to do?
I don't know. Talk.
Okay.
Was I bluffing? I don't know. All right.
Okay. Quick break.
How's it going?
It's good. ZYXWVUT.
Remember when we used to have a Mary's Minute? We haven't done that in a while.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's not the one I imagined you were gonna get, but that is one. You folks at home aren't ready for this. Cover your eyes if you are sensitive to killer fashion.
We're going Hawaiian shirt over the t-shirt.
Wow. At least get them the vision. Put the buttons together. Like at least overlap it. You don't have to put them all together, but make it look a little closed. There you go. Wow.
It's got to be a little bit.
Okay.
There we go. It's got to be a little gap.
That's very nice.
Thank you.
You get.
It's a Tommy.
A Tommy.
It's a Tommy. Yeah, it's a Tommy.
Like from Rugrats?
No.
No.
From like Bahamas.
Oh, Mr. Bahamas.
Mr. Bahama himself put this together.
Yeah, it's got nice little kind of like beach
surfer
scenes
dudes
on it. Yeah.
It's like full landscapes. There's a lot going on. It's very detailed. I like this one.
It's a good one. Well, now you got to wear that for this whole next week.
Full episode listeners slash watchers now have the context of why there's going to be just
yeah,
no context clips of Hawaiian shirt and some that don't have it.
If you skipped the first half, you're going to be confused. Or if you're not on video, if you're only listening, you're going to have to go watch the video so you can see what this shirt looks like. You're not going to want to miss it.
I've already entered a whole different mental state. We're vibing big time.
I can just feel those vibes coming off of you.
I'm radiating. I'm dangerous.
Oh, God. Let's move to the next one.
This news has already come true. Didn't even take... I mean, technically, it has been next week. Next week is a sort of a vague time frame.
Yeah.
So within the next week, Hawaiian shirts are on.
So this works.
Is this truly a Hawaiian shirt, or is this just like a landscape
I don't
shirt?
know. I think it could count. When I think Hawaiian print shirts, usually it's like the flowers and stuff.
It's got flowers.
But I mean,
this one's got surfers and palm trees and
yeah. I don't think anyone is really gonna if you show up to a Hawaiian print party, I don't think anyone's gonna not let you in.
Okay, that's good.
So I think you're good.
Next week, there will be a higher chance of running into old teachers you disliked at the grocery store. So prepare your small talk about the degree they didn't help you with. Do you have any teachers that you have qualms with?
You didn't give the person.
My apologies.
We're changing it back. We're putting the credits at top.
This is from @RyanBlam, Ryan.Blam on IG.
Yes, of course. Of course, little me had some qualms.
You want to throw names around?
Oh yeah. Let me just list them all and give their addresses. No. But like, you know, 3rd grade.
Any that you'd run into at the grocery store? Not like here, but in general.
If I did, I would avoid. Just in general, like anyone that I knew, I would avoid.
So we're taking this to the next level of not even just like, you know, reluctant small talk.
Mm-hmm.
It's just complete diversion, complete avoidance.
Oh yeah, but I mean this. If I run into them, like there sounds like there's no way to really avoid them. So you gotta kind of be ready. They'll be like, oh, like what are you doing now? What did you study?
What if you just give them are you married? No. No. I don't know who you're talking. No. I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, this really does rely on them recognizing you. I don't think any of them would recognize me. I would recognize
Whole different
them.
person.
I don't think I was super memorable. Depending on the person. Maybe like high school teachers would.
My family is very involved in my hometown. I'd be recognized immediately.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I have any teachers that I really don't like though. Which is lame to say.
Teacher's pet.
Yeah. I definitely wasn't liked all that much, but I found my way to get along. Like I was never like a favorite student, but I think I provided enough entertainment that like most of them would kind of put up with it.
You were like a tasteful class clown?
I wasn't a class clown. I wasn't very, you know, I wasn't all that funny, nor was I very talkative. But I think I just had a vibe that they could pick up on.
This is a good kid.
This kid's chill.
Were you wearing that shirt?
He doesn't pay attention. Like talks quietly, but talks when he's not supposed to. Doesn't really do the homework all that well. Doesn't had okay grades depending on the time of day, was mostly asleep. But something about him. It's just chill, you know?
Huh. That's nice.
They start high school way too. There's probably one teacher that really didn't like me, and I think the class was it kind of feels like a dream to me because it was at 7:25 in the morning, and I don't think I was awake for more than like 20% of it.
That is so early.
Yeah.
Ugh.
There's no chance. I'm such a non-morning person. There was no chance. That's the one C I had. I got a C+ in like level 2 calculus because I could not physically stay awake for it.
Level 2 calculus at 7 in the morning.
First period 7 in the morning.
I think I had it like in the afternoon, and even then I couldn't.
The fact that I passed that thing in general,
either.
I wasn't a bad student. Like I was a pretty good student, but I got a C in that one. I could not stay awake for the life of me. There was no chance. And I knew that from the beginning. I had no chance of staying awake. So maybe she doesn't like me.
I mean, even being awake in calculus, like odds are high of not doing well because it's just calculus.
That was a rough one. I forgot about that. That might be. See, I don't remember her enough because I wasn't awake during her class
so
to like not like this teacher. But I'm sure she doesn't like me.
I think my teachers probably for the most part liked me. I like to think of myself as just kind of like I was like a chill student or whatever, or like just kind of normal. And then my senior superlative was most outstanding student, and I was so embarrassed.
You're the most outstanding student?
Apparently.
Who voted on that?
All my classmates. It was so embarrassing.
And you had to go take your picture for it?
Yeah.
And get put in the yearbook?
Yeah. I don't even know if I was there actually for the ceremony, but
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Isn't it? I was like, that's the lamest superlative I could have gotten.
Haha, nerd. You call me a teacher's pet? You're the most outstanding student in the yearbook.
And it's not like I was even, like, there were people who were more outstanding, I think, is that I was maybe one of the better ones that people maybe are more likely to vote for. I don't know.
You were the most votable person.
I guess the most votable outstanding.
Were there like
person.
good students that people just didn't like?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's kind of what did it. But yeah, I was like, because I was hoping I would get one, but like one of the good ones, like, I don't know, one of the good superlatives, whatever they had.
I think I was campaigning for most average person.
Did they have that?
They didn't have that.
No.
I was just campaigning for it.
Well, they had like most likely to like be famous or be a celebrity or like most or like the funniest or like the best like friends, stuff like that. Yeah, most outstanding student. I'm still mad about
What was the
it.
best one to have? None of those were really like things that you wanted to be seen.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had like best hair, best legs,
Best legs?
best smile. Yeah, they had best legs.
That is ridiculous. That was a real thing?
I think so. Yeah.
That's
I'll have
unreal.
to go back in my yearbook.
Are they
and
still
double
doing
check.
that?
I don't know.
That's absurd.
Yeah, best smile.
That just I had a good follow up. I had something I was excited to say, and that just completely threw me off.
Oh no. Best legs shocked you.
Yeah. um.
But are you still thinking about that?
I got it now.
Oh, good. Go ahead.
It was that all of my teachers did a really good job of helping me get my degree. They helped, and then I just don't use it now. Now I just make videos for the internet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, in terms of the preparing for the degree, there was, I think, my psychology teacher who unwittingly helped with my degree, I guess, because I studied psychology, which I do use now. When I on the podcast, obviously, I use it. So
If there were any high school classes that were like about being a goofy little guy, and then you could get a degree in being like a little rascal,
they do have
that'd be
those.
helpful.
They have those basically. You could have taken like theater or a writing class.
See, even those are like real things.
Yeah, but it still could help.
I don't do real things now. I'm just a little rascal.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. Good point. So moving on, all whiteboard markers will work slightly worse than you expected them to, part of a back-to-school update. The markers will still function, just not well. Even brand new markers will underperform. We still don't know if it's a seasonal update or a permanent feature. That is from Anna._Olson_ on Instagram. Anna Olson.
So there's an expectation that markers just aren't going to work in general,
Yeah.
right?
Pretty much.
Like it's a pleasant surprise when you uncap a marker and it writes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially whiteboard markers. The fact that this is further being like taken away
Yeah.
is kind of ridiculous.
So like it's pretty much gonna function the way that you expect it to function, but you're never gonna get that kind of like, oh yay, it works, or like, especially I feel like, yeah, this is being part of a back to school update. I imagine teachers kind of at the beginning of school, it's like, oh, I get all these fresh new markers, so excited for them to work well, and they're just like, it doesn't work. Barely. Well, it works a little bit, but not well.
You know when it's got like the mixed in like white streaks, like only parts of the marker tip are working?
Yeah.
Is that kind of like just what the capacity for markers is now? Is that the best they can do?
Probably, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
That's the worst when you're trying to write and then it's like, you got this just like light red, and then you're gonna try the light blue, and maybe it'll be a little better, but no, yeah. And you don't want to go chalk. Ugh.
There was that whole
Screeching
thing
everywhere.
about like the chalk that's like really good, like the smooth chalk, like the formula's lost because the one guy who knew it died.
What?
Or something like that. Or like the company, I don't know if the guy died, but the company got like bought or something like that. There was some sort of thing recently where there was one particular type of chalk that like the people who would use chalk would use, and it was really good. It wouldn't
know
like
that.
dust. It would write smoothly.
Oh wow. The dust is the best part.
Or maybe they just maybe I don't really know what the reasoning behind it was, but the formula got messed up.
Another thing to look up.
Another thing to look up.
Oh, the barstool seats.
Yeah.
Well, I apologize, teachers. students for this update. Hopefully it's just a seasonal thing. Hopefully it's not going to be permanent. I mean, I guess also for people who use like whiteboards at home for a calendar or something, just get out your Sharpies,
Just gonna have to look a bit closer.
we had different ways to go about that, different solutions. I just think, yeah, get a Sharpie and you just get a new calendar every month.
I think that's the first time we've both tried to draw the conclusion on the submission and have gone in completely different directions.
Yeah, what do you mean look closer? How is that gonna help?
Sharpie on a whiteboard marker?
You just buy a new calendar every month.
Guess so.
Or I guess you just get a paper calendar. Got this big shadow that I keep dipping into. Gotta sit up. I'm hunched over. I need my bar stool thing.
Next week, cats' hunger will increase by 20%. They will follow you around meowing for food 24/7. Good luck to the cat owners out there. That's from The Forest Crow on Instagram.
Oh, Lord.
Oh no.
20%?
It's already bad enough in most cases.
I know. Yeah, for cats who are generally like hungry a lot or who are very kind of food motivated, like 20%, that's going to be a big increase.
And it's always just in the middle of the night too.
Yeah.
You'd think that domesticating cats and, living with them for a while, they'd sort of figure out the reasonable meal times, the meal times that can be expected.
Yeah.
But they're very adamant about the middle of the night meal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know this firsthand.
Yeah. Usually I feel like my cats, they're not super food oriented or motivated to an extent. Usually they're just there for attention. So I can't imagine if their attention wanting increased by 20%. That would be crazy. But when I'm giving my cat Anakin, when we're on the good flavor of the food, she gets a bit more feisty about it. She's like, "It's dinner time. It's breakfast time.
She gets riled up,
and I'm like, "It's not. It's not breakfast time. It's not dinner time." And she's now associated the cabinet where I keep my food with these treats, these dental treats that I give her. So this is for sure going to be an issue.
Cats are really good at figuring out patterns that benefit them and them only.
Yeah.
I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have cats. You have cats, but I've learned quite a bit about cats through these two cats.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, you know what though? This might help because cats who are super like food or treat oriented or motivated can be easier to train. So maybe we'll be able to train them a little bit more with their having more hunger.
We're looking on the bright side of this thing.
Yeah, you got to.
I think if cats can be 20% hungrier, they can realize they can have a 20% better realization rate that a closed door means they can't go. Closed door means can't go there.
That would be a nice balance.
That's not something they seem to have figured out.
Right now, closed door means I want to go there. I need to go there right now. If that door is closed, let me in immediately.
Gotta have options.
Yeah. But going back to the tricks, yeah, I met a cat this week who knows some tricks because he's on the chunkier side, let's be honest. So he definitely likes his food.
He will do anything for a cookie.
Yeah, he can. I've only gotten him, he sits and then he high fives, but really I think when he high fives, like he does high five, but I think he's just reaching for the food pretty much. I think that's what he does. But he does sit. It's pretty impressive. And then I got him to spin, but really he just followed the treat around in a circle and then I gave it to him.
If it works like a high five, it's a high five.
Yeah, pretty much. But then he can only do it so many times because then he's just like, then after that he's got his claws out and he's like really reaching. But he can do the high five a couple times.
I feel like if he does the high five once, that should be enough for a treat.
Well, yeah, but then you got the second treat and you make him do it again.
Oh.
He gets one treat per high five and per sit. Well, per combo, sit, high five. I can't imagine if my hunger increased by 20%.
I can kind of imagine. It would probably be like halfway towards what I experience.
Yeah, I guess. Because there are, I guess it would take those times where I'm like super hungry, like it would be like that more often. Yikes. I'm going to follow you around just groaning for 24/7.
Do you think you'd want like an extra meal or just eat 20% more at each meal? Or do you think, going back to the cats, do you think that's how it'll work? They just need more each meal? Or does this mean that there's a whole new meal?
I don't know. Both.
Both? Oh, no. That's the safe answer, probably.
Yeah, probably. Especially if they're following you around for 24/7. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Wonder if like stray cats will also be affected by this and kind of start following you a bit more outside.
That could be kind of fun,
I
even
hope
if they're
so.
looking for food.
Yeah, I would feed them.
That'd be nice.
Well, I probably shouldn't, but
I like the outdoor cats.
they're nice.
We can respect each other from a distance.
Hmm. So moving on to the next one. Raccoons are now the only legal candidates for any and every election. That's from Anonymous.
It's about time.
That's funny.
I think, that could really, benefit our government.
Is that what raccoons sound like?
No, it's just my chuckle for that.
Did a raccoon write this?
Yeah, I think that could actually be an improvement.
I think it'll make our our government will now be a bit more nocturnal than usual, I would guess. Raccoons are nocturnal, are they not? They come out at night?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think trash disposal and collection becomes a high priority issue.
Or low priority issue because they want it all just left out.
Trash disposal, definitely a big issue. Trash collection, less so.
Yes. Like, everyone, throw your garbage away. We're not gonna pick it up. It's just gonna stay there. It'll be fine. We'll get it taken care of. We'll rummage through. Don't worry about it.
Mandatory trash checks. Make sure you have enough garbage.
Yeah. Oh, that's scary. Wow.
This could be bad for environmentalism.
Yeah, restaurants have to keep their windows open at night when they go home, so they can sneak in and get some stuff. I mean, they're the only legal candidates. So could we like illegally run a human or something? Or a squirrel at least?
Not legally.
Yeah, maybe illegally. Maybe like a squirrel dressed as a raccoon.
Now, is this like, the 3 raccoons in a trench coat thing?
No.
As
Maybe.
a person? Now do we have one person inside of 3 raccoons in a trench coat?
Yeah.
Now that's like a
Disguised.
double layer disguise.
That's creative.
And that's how we get back in control of our government.
Yeah, so they think it's a raccoon, but it's
They
one
think it's 3
person.
raccoons in a trench coat.
But it's one person.
But it's a
dressed
person.
as 3 raccoons. Perfect. Who wants to volunteer? You may get mauled by raccoons. There is a risk if you get found out. You have to be a really good actor. You should probably start living among the raccoons right now to really kind of get some of their how
You
they
might
work
have to
and-
eat a whole bunch of trash to prove it, so be
Yeah.
ready for that.
Mm-hmm. But baby raccoons are so cute. So, but I wonder if there's an age limit though.
As long as they're so cute, they should be able to
Do whatever they should
run.
be able to.
They should be able to run things.
Yeah, run office. They probably because in Parks and Rec there's like a like animal control basically. So they probably won't mess with the raccoons at all. They'll
No.
probably definitely like lay down the law with all the other animals. But they'll be like, if they get any complaints about raccoons, like, it's fine, he's fine.
They know a guy.
Yeah.
They might have to, they might have to book them, but then they get set free.
Yeah.
Corrupt system. As you know.
As it is now.
That's expected.
So not much will change, it sounds like.
I think raccoons would probably be some of the most corrupt politicians of all time, but that's kind of just, a given.
Just because of how they're dressed? Because they look like...
Kind of just the way they are.
Because they look like little villains?
Yeah. And they are.
They do look like little villains. No, they're sweet.
And they are. Selectively.
Haven't you ever seen those videos where people feed the raccoon out their kitchen window?
Oh, yeah.
And it comes back every day for more food.
Food motivation, definitely a thing. I mean, I guess if you feed them,
Oh no,
they'll remain happy.
They're gonna take bribes so easily.
Exactly.
Just a constant bribery. It's like it's still the regular politicians and everyone running, but they're like just having to do it through the raccoons via bribes. Like they're just gonna have to keep bribing them more and more. This is still basically not much is gonna change. This is not how things work now. People just taking bribes and doing what other people want.
Nothing changes if the raccoons take over.
Yeah, it's
Just the same exact thing.
You just need smaller podiums or bigger step stools. That's all that's gonna change. In the nocturnal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Just made it a tiny little podium.
You're loving this idea. All right. Bees will be transforming into shapes such as a comically large fist or anvil if their hive is disturbed. To prepare for this, jump in a large body of water with your eyes popped out to the top to keep an eye on the bees until they find another target. The one creature immune to this is large bears eating honey out of these hives. So maybe wear a bear costume or something. And that's from Andrew Pondcake on Instagram.
I'm glad the bears are immune. They deserve to be immune.
So we have a comical situation going on here.
Yes.
They're kind of like little Kirby's, I guess.
Yeah?
In a way. I don't know if I like that they have that power. Kirby's pretty powerful.
I mean, just don't disturb the beehive.
I guess. It's not always on purpose, though.
Ooh, be a little more purposeful about it.
Gotta
Or
really beware.
just make sure if you're being reckless about your goings-ons into a tree or whatever, make sure there's a large body of water nearby.
And I guess make sure you have your periscope ready too.
What's that?
It's like the things that submarines have.
Oh, yeah.
To look out over the top of the water.
That's what I thought.
Get your one person use periscope ready to go just in case.
So you can like see if they're still there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they a large fist or an anvil and they like smash you.
Yeah, so they can do that, but then also when you have the periscope, like you can see just a big eyeball in the lens.
Oh yeah.
Looking for the bees.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
What was that? Is that going to be in the video? No way. They've gone the zoom route on here. I did a heart hands by accident, and it put hearts on the screen.
I want to do it.
Can't do anything professional anymore. They always know what I'm doing.
What's the heart that people do nowadays? Like that?
Like that, yeah.
I'm not getting one.
That was pretty funny.
Huh. I'll have to keep trying. What else
Glad I
could I
caught
do?
that.
Maybe.
For the audio
Dang it.
listeners, we're using a podcast program here that tracks our video automatically and syncs it up. But I accidentally made heart hands, and a whole bunch of hearts popped up on the screen.
You accidentally made heart hands?
Yeah, because I was talking about the periscope.
Oh.
Like a
Oh, so I
circle,
gotta
a circle above my head.
Oh, you did it again.
There are the hearts again.
Oh, wait. So you got to do the circle.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't do it. That's fun. I don't get hearts, but that's fun.
Does it do it for a thumbs up too, like Zoom?
Maybe I don't have mine on. What were we talking about? Oh, the periscope.
Yeah, the periscope.
I'm surprised bees don't already do this.
I'm sure they could. I'm sure they would if they were able to previously.
Mm-hmm. I mean, do they even have fists themselves?
No, they just become one.
Man, just a tiny little bee fist.
They can't sting you anymore, but they can punch.
Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah, you don't get stung and like punched or flattened at the same time. You just get just flattened. They turn off their stinger for that time.
Do you think if you get hit by them, like a big like pow pops up?
Oh, for sure.
And you like freeze frame for a second?
Yeah. Or if you disturb two beehives, it's like they come at you from both sides, and then you're just like flat and like, and then you like fall to the side. This is fun.
They could give you the old 1-2.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they can coordinate?
Yeah. Oh yeah. What do you mean?
Like you're watching the left hook and suddenly you get the undercut?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, if maybe even the one hive can like split up and go pop 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 pop, like come at you if you like really disturb them. They probably get if you're, because it recommends kind of wearing a bear costume or something. like, if you get found out, if they're like, oh, it's just a bear, we won't do anything, they're like, wait a second, that's a human in a bear costume. Then they get really mad, and then maybe they split up and they really kind of like that.
The theme for this week is being in an animal disguise and not being caught.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're in trouble.
If you get caught, yeah. It is Spirit Halloween season. Better go buy a bear costume, I guess.
Bear costume, 3 raccoons in a trench coat costume.
Mm-hmm.
I guess those are the only 2, but that's more than normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's more than normal, which is 0.
It's like double.
It's like infinite times.
It's like infinite times. Whatever. Okay, Mr. C plus in calculus.
Hey, okay, most outstanding student.
Exactly. What if I just maybe like go to like a carnival and get like face paint of a bear?
They probably would not like that. I feel like they're probably trying to get the bears, but they just can't.
I bet. So bear spray.
Mm-hmm.
So people use hiking like to get rid of bears. If you sprayed bear spray on yourself and also maybe had like a bear head on, like
I
a
don't
fake
think you want
bear
to put
head.
bear spray on yourself.
Well, I was just thinking maybe then they would think it's a bear, because who would have sprayed bear spray on themselves? That perfectly real bear probably just got sprayed. That poor guy.
Have you seen bear spray?
No.
It's like a cloud. It's like a cloud of pepper spray to like make him go away.
Yeah, so then it'll get on him. It gets on the bear, and then the bear is at the beehive. So if I sprayed it, I'm just with my legs. I sprayed it and then I walked through it with my legs. The bees would be like, oh, it's got to be a bear. What kind of person or other thing would have bear spray on them? It must be a bear. And then I wouldn't get disturbed, and I'd get to have the honey.
All this just to get some honey.
Yeah.
I think to make this fair, we should be able to say that we're sorry. If you disturb a bee, you can either, fight them or be sorry.
I think you should have to jump in a large body of water with your eyes popped out at the top.
Or that. I guess that works too. Well, that's all the submissions, or not all the submissions, but all the time we have for this week. Thanks so much for joining us, as always.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be on for an extra half hour on Patreon, where we'll be talking about, once again, Patreon topics, but only wrong answers.
Yeah, and you can get a free trial, I'm pretty sure, right?
Oh,
If you're just,
there is a 7-day free trial.
If you're just dying to listen to this one. And you can also listen to the past ones. All 30 of them.
So either we'll see you on there, or we'll see you next week. But either way, thanks so much for joining us.
Have a good day. Ba-ba-doo-doo-da-da-da.